Hi, you lovely, sexy, gorgeous people. How you doing? My name's Georgina. Maybe you know me already, maybe you don't. Nude Thinking Counseling is my company, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit today about dating. Now, dating, it's a funny thing because if you are Dutch like I am, and I think I would almost say that for many European countries, dating is not the same as dating is in, for instance, the United States, where dating seems to be much more casual and much more about being social, being out there, getting to know people. But when it comes to dating here, we tend to take this very seriously. So for us, dating is always looking for a relationship partner. Generalizing, I know, but you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to give you some kind of frame of reference for what I'm talking to you about. So, dating. Now, first thing is, where do I start dating? Do I go out to a club? Do I go to the bar? Or do I go and do any sports to meet any people? So that's something that, you know what, I have no effing clue what's best for you. The people around you will probably have a good idea of what suits you and what you're all about. But I generally find these days that online dating is really effective. You can see a lot of people, you can browse a lot of profiles, and you can really get a feel for who is out there and what you connect with, what kind of gives you this curiosity to know a little bit more. But this is where I find that we get some people who already stumble at this point. Firstly, they need to make their own profile where you're asked things about yourself, and you always have to do this balancing act, as in, how much am I going to tell? Or, you know what, my life is too boring, so how much should I embellish it? And all of that kind of stuff. Be honest, be yourself, but also be your self-confident self. Be the best version of you that you can be. And that doesn't mean that you're going to be lying, but it is about putting yourself out there in the best light. I mean, you know, everybody will eventually figure out anyway what the drawbacks are, or where you're a little bit maybe, you know, annoying or irritating, or what you're not so good at. That'll come. Don't worry about it. A lot of people will not even get to that point. And in the meantime, it's your task to kind of celebrate yourself and be your own biggest fan. And if you're struggling with that, why not get a few of your friends to give you some keywords of how they would describe you, what they think is fabulous about you, what is attractive about you, and also they could give you maybe some hints about what it is that you like doing, if you're stumped on that. And you can get stuck here because it's awkward and it's a bit unnerving when you're first starting out. So don't hesitate to ask for some help and say, you know, would you look at this? Or actually also have some good friends that you trust. Look at some of your pictures and say, so which one should I be using on a dating profile? You know, you don't want it to be like too sexy where it's all titty titty and it's nothing about who you are as a person, or the very professional photograph where, you know, it could be on your CV rather than your curriculum, rather than on a dating site. So it also needs to be a bit more fun. It should be really representative of your personality. And if you don't have any of those pictures, ask a friend to make some. And I mean, mobile phones, I'm taping this with a mobile phone. They're fantastic, you know. You can do fabulous selfies and they can be good fun. Why not, you know, use some of them and experiment a little and go outside and all of that. So anyways, there's plenty of photographers out there who will give you great tips. You don't necessarily need to pay for the tips. Webinars galore, so go and do that and figure it out. But again, it's all about allowing yourself to really present yourself beautifully. All right, then your profile is up. Yes! And then you go and browse other people's profiles. And remember, what happens now is you are going to be confronted with your wish list. And your wish list can actually be another stumbling block, because it could be that big and nobody's actually meeting the requirements on your wish list. And in the meantime, there could be some fabulous people out there who might be a perfect match for you, or a almost good match for you, and you're ignoring them because you don't like the look of their picture, because they don't do X, Y, or Z, or because they, have a dog or whatever. Well, that could actually be a breaking point. And yes, there are some things that I think you should really look out for. If you're really, really against drinking, smoking, or somebody who's looking for multiple relationships and you're very clear that you're very monogamous, all of that kind of things, don't bother, move on. But in general, I would say, you know what? Give them some slack. Don't look for the perfect match. Look for somebody that intrigues you, that has a really nice little description that kind of makes you very curious about them, or they have beautiful eyes or a smile, or their picture shows something in the background. I married a couple that met on a dating site, and actually, yeah, he liked her face, but he was very intrigued by the mountains she was standing in front of. And so this is where their conversation started, and they found this real love of travel and passion for it, and that they had in common. And hey presto, there they are being married by me, so okay, there was a little time in between that, but sometimes it's the funniest things that can bring people together, so give them some slack. Now you're at the point where you're saying, okay, nice profile, I'm going to react, I'm going to respond. Take a chance, just do it and start a conversation. You wouldn't hesitate to do that in another situation, in a normal social situation. But here, because it's about dating, we kind of tend to be very afraid of rejection. Why? I mean, if they're saying no, they're just not the one for you. It doesn't mean that you're not, perfect or fabulous or amazing and that you're not interesting. No, they just don't see the same possibility, or they could have that same incredible wish list, and they're not allowing for a bit of flexibility in that themselves yet. So don't feel so hurt by the rejection. It's just what it is, a no. Okay, move on, get to the point where somebody say yes. And then when you get to that date, please, I think we all know this by now. This is from online to real life. Beforehand, exchange phone numbers, do a bit of texting, and, ideally have a phone conversation, because a voice adds so much more to the experience of the person, and then meet somewhere in public, preferably during the daytime. A short date, a coffee, a quick drink after work, but don't go for dinner plans and long things, because you don't know this person yet. You don't know if there's any chemistry, and all of these things are the things that you really need to figure out once you meet them. So meet them for a quick date, quick meaning an hour at most. And this gives you a real good idea to get a feeling for this person, to see them, sniff them, maybe even feel them. And I don't mean physically feel them. Yeah, you can give a hand or a hug, or, as the Dutch would do, a kiss on the cheek. Well, 3 actually, that's very Dutch. But the feeling somebody is like feeling them out, getting a sense for them. And that's where you take, and from there you take it to a place where you say, you know what, I think I'm curious and I would like to know more, or nah, it's not for me, or I would enjoy really researching this a bit more, and then I'm going to take a sip. And don't take it too damn seriously. This is not the point where the next step is moving in together or getting married. There's a whole world of opportunities between now and then. And in the meantime, just feed your curiosity. And again, here you could be rejected too. Yes, it's true. But at the same time, you have the same opportunity to say no. So respecting that their no is simply a no is the same as respecting your own right to say, well, actually, no, not for me. I'm not feeling it. And again, it's not a rejection of you as a person. It's a rejection of that thing that's simply not happening between the two of you. Because remember, in a relationship, there's 3 elements. There's you, in this case me, but the other person, and there's what happens between the two of you. And when that doesn't happen, that's generally where the no is. That is not happening for either one of you or for both of you. And then that's the rejection. It's being rejected that this magic is simply not happening, or it's not happening fast enough, or what is happening is not something that you're looking for. So take that in mind. Maybe that helps you a little bit when you're searching and you're out there trying to find Mr. or Mrs. Right, or you could be looking for Mr. or Mrs. Right now. And also lighten up a bit, It's fun dating. It can really be fun. It can really allow you to get to know yourself a lot better. And be playful and be open-minded and curious. So that's what I had to say about dating. I hope you had fun listening to this, and I hope it also brings you something and maybe gets you thinking about some stuff. Go online, go to the bar, have that kind of attitude about it and enjoy. And if you want to share some stories, I would love to hear them. Take care. Bye-bye.